Hi, good morning. Will's on Wednesday. So glad that you could join us this morning. We are going to talk about family gatherings and family meetings and just what are the differences between the two when it comes to your wishes and your desires and your planning. So it is the holiday season. I have a little Christmas tree that you can't really see that's sitting on the edge of my desk, little bells on it. And the office is decorated, and we're going to be celebrating this week our firm Christmas party, and we'll be having some limited holiday hours. And I'm sure, just like you with your employment and with your family, you'll be spending a lot of time together. And during some of that time, you might find yourself in a room with many, if not all, of your family members, your immediate family members, the ones that you love the most. And you might find yourself having a discussion relating to what your wishes are if you were to be ill or pass away. So, for example, growing up, I vividly recall sitting at the table, literally around the table with all of my family, and my grandparents would discuss, mainly my grandmother, because she was the most outspoken of the two between my grandma and grandpa. And she would always say, well, this is what I would want. And this is what I would want. I wouldn't want to live here and I would want to live there. And when I pass away, you're going to get that piece of furniture and you're going to get that piece of furniture and you're going to get that collection and you're going to get that collection. And there were 3 granddaughters, and that was all. That was all the grandchildren my grandmother had and grandfather had. And so I just remember these discussions, and I didn't think anything of them at the time. But now that I am really passionate about estate planning, really passionate about ensuring your voice is heard, your wishes and your desires are heard if you pass away or become ill, I really stop and think about those conversations quite a bit. Now, we never sat down at that table with the purpose of talking about what my grandparents' wishes are if they became ill or if they were to pass away. We sat down at that table to celebrate whatever holiday we were celebrating, Thanksgiving, Christmas, someone's birthday, whatever the case may be. So the intent and the purpose of sitting down at that table was not the conversation. And even the purpose and intent behind beginning the conversation, my grandparents beginning that conversation, was never, I really need to make sure that my family understands this. In fact, it typically was thrown out there, just randomly, thread into the conversation. So that is the difference between a family gathering and a family meeting for purposes of ensuring your voice is heard. Family gatherings are just what I just described. Something that you are probably already experiencing right now. You're planning them, you're figuring out who's going to bring what to the family gathering, where are you going to have the family gathering, whoever's hosting the family gathering, probably trying to figure out how they're going to get their house in order to have everyone over at the house for the family gathering. So all of these things are going on, but there is very little thought to the intent and purpose behind that family gathering will be dedicated to discussing this. So a family meeting, on the other hand, is something that I encourage families to have, especially family meetings where there is a generation that has long-term care needs, either immediate or in the near future. So a family meeting is held to specifically discuss what someone's wishes are if they become ill or if they pass away. Now, a family meeting is not a meeting where everyone should necessarily get an opinion, but everyone should definitely be heard and should definitely hear what the others want as it relates to their person, as it relates to their things, as it relates to their care and treatment if they become ill or pass away. So for families that work with Atlanta Wills and Trust Law Group, we encourage family meetings. Many times our clients, especially our clients who are, say, 55 and above, and who are really thinking about how they would love to live their years where they retire and they're spending time with their family more and more, how they would like to live those years, where they would like to live those years, and maybe even with whom they would like to live those years. We really strongly encourage our clients to talk to their family. Now, I specifically talk to my clients about the idea that their family members do not get to decide what happens, but their family members certainly can hear my clients' opinions on matters. Sometimes these family meetings even happen in my office, where we'll have everyone around the conference room table and we will just walk through what our clients' desires are and help encourage them throughout the conversation to make sure that their voice is heard with all of their family members. And it's usually really, really important for my clients, because my clients are mostly female. It's really usually very, very important for them to make sure that their children understand what they want. And many times my clients want their children to understand why they want it. So for example, if you have a client, or if you are a mother and you are aging, say you're 60, 65 years old and you are planning with our firm and you're making decisions about which child will take on which role in your life. Maybe it's a caregiving role, healthcare decision maker, or maybe it's helping you with your finances. Each of your children will have different skill sets, and each of your children will have a different lifestyle that will allow that child to assist you best. So when we talk to our clients about having conversations with their children, we offer to be at those conversations, and we offer to have those conversations in our office with all of the children around the table. Sometimes even some of the children have to attend by phone. So I really strongly encourage this holiday season, while you're gathering with family and friends, that if you want to have a discussion about what your desires are, where you want to live, with whom you want to live, who you would like to be decision makers in your life, that you make it a point to have a family meeting while you are gathering. So that doesn't mean you have to stop all of the festivities. Doesn't mean you have to bring people down, because many times people think that this discussion is sort of a bummer, and it's not. I actually believe it's a beautiful gift that you can give your family during this time of year. But we do encourage you, think of having a family meeting, especially if you are over the age of, say, 50, 55 years old. You're meeting with your family this holiday season, and you will be spending time with those that you love the most and who love you the most. Think about taking a moment and being very intentional that during the family gathering to have a family meeting. And we will be sharing with you, we'll be pushing out with our newsletter in the next day or so, and also be pushing out on our mailing list. If you are on our mailing list, you will receive this. If not, you can reach out to us at team, at refecalaw, refecalaw.com, and ask to be put on our mailing list, or just ask to be given the free resource of tips for conversation starters at family meetings about your planning, and we can share that with you. It starts with everything from how to approach your family to actually schedule and coordinate a family meeting, up through ways you can approach with your children and or your parents what your desires and wishes are, and just some general pointers on making sure that you hear your family and that your family hears you. So thank you for joining us this morning, Wills on Wednesdays, where we are discussing, or we just discussed, the difference between family gatherings and family meetings.